The iGrow 1800 controller gives you the option to add additional expansion boards for additional outputs control. To install the 4-output expansion, you will need the expansion board, an RS-232 to 485 converter board, and a 24 VAC power source. Now, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and power down the controller and open the controller or panel to reveal the back side of the controller's printed circuit board. Now, the first thing you would do is you would install the RS-232 to 485 converter board on the RS-232-3 terminal block. Next, you would land a jumper from the 12 volt on the converter board to the 12 volt on the 1800 controller. After that, you would then land your communication wiring on the A and B terminal points on the converter board and run them to the expansion board and land them on the A and B in terminal blocks. Once that is accomplished, you would install your power wires, 24 VAC and common, on the 24 VAC and COM in terminal blocks. Now, if you're adding additional expansions, you would run wiring from the A and B out to the next board's A and B in, as well as 24 VAC and common out to 24 VAC and common in, and so forth, as well as change the network addressing. For board 1, as you can see, all dips are on the off, signifying address 0. And if there was a second board added, it would need to be set to address 1, and the dip switch number 1 you would turn on. Your dry contact outputs are 1 through 4 with manual toggle switches, so you can force on devices, turn off devices, or just set them to auto and let the 1800 take over. Now, once it's all wired up, simply power the 24 VAC power source and the iGrow 1800 controller. With it open, you will see that the CPU light on the expansion board blinking and no light from the RS-485 converter, which indicates communication needs to be enabled from the iGrow 1800 programming screens. So, from the home screen of the iGrow 1800, you would simply do the following. You would hit Enter Menu. You would scroll down to Expansion Settings, hit Enter Menu, and then go to Expansion Setup, hit Enter Menu. You want to go ahead here, hit plus to enable your expansion. Go to the next screen, and you would go here. This is expansion board number 1. If it was a second board, you would make it expansion board number 2, and so forth. The type of board we're adding is a 4-output board, and with the address 0 with all dip switches down. Once you have set this, just simply hit back to get to the home screen, and your expansion board has been enabled. Now, with the controller opened up again, you'll see the CPU light on the expansion board blinking and the light from the RS-485 converter blinking as well, indicating communication has been successfully accomplished. Now, from the Link4 1800 view, I have the software open, and you'll notice that there's 12 outputs here. But I have just enabled the expansion board, and I'm going to hit back to refresh my settings, and then double click the zone again. And by doing so, you will notice that we have additional outputs 17 through 20, which are our expansion outputs. And we can program these outputs to respond to whatever programming parameters you desire. Now, once you have done all this wiring and programming, All you have to do now is land control wiring to your expansion board outputs, toggle the outputs to confirm operation, and simply program them to respond to temperature, relative humidity, or time. And that's our video on setting up and installing the 4 output expansion board, iGrow 200 controller.